The following is an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.
Joining us. Raquel, you got off to kind of a slow start in the first half, and then you picked it up and you outscored. What's going on in the second half to get you back in the swing of things?
Honestly, I feel like I'm a second half player where I think after having a feel for how the referees are going to call the game and just how the tempo of the game's going, I usually have a much better second half than the first half when it comes to just scoring offensively.
You guys, didn't get the win tonight, but for you personally, in your senior night game, didn't have that great of a game. At least tonight you came out, you got 19 points. How does that feel to end your career here on that?
I definitely wanted to do Central justice tonight. The last two games that we've played at home, we had a win against Morgan and we lost against Bethune. So we were just really trying to go back to that, that plateau we were at where we were winning home games, and I just wanted to leave, a school that's given me so much and just the opportunity of being here, my best and my all tonight. And even though we did not win, I do feel as though we fought to the very end of the game. And a lot of teams don't even have the fight, so we can build off of the fight and get ready for a conference. I feel like we're going to be in a good place mentally because we want to win. We're tired of losing. We want to get this win.
Yeah, what do you think's changed in the last 3 games? You guys did have that 3-game win streak, and then I think you've lost maybe 5 of the last 6 or 6 of the last 7, something like that.
I can't exactly put my finger on it, but I definitely know that it starts with our defense. It starts with how we start games. We kind of don't warm up for games until after halftime, usually, as a whole. So because of that, we usually work ourselves into a deficit, and then to build back from a deficit, it's really hard because you can get 2-3 stops and 2-3 scores, not 6 points, but we could still be down by the 19 we were down at halftime. So it really hurts us when we get down in the funk. So the games that we played well, we started off right at the jump. We fought from the jump. We played well. We were able to defend. We were able to score. So basically, we just need to work a lot harder at just starting the games better and defending a lot better, and offense will come.
What do you think? I just lost my entire train of thought. How difficult was it with them in the paint tonight? They outscored you guys by a lot in the paint, but what was going on down there?
Depending on the defense that we play, it demands different roles from our post players. So tonight, it was a lot of help defense. So we had to help the guards. We played zone a lot. I think we just need to work. We got to get stronger in the paint, honestly. I feel like they had too many possessions where they were able to score at will or get rebounds. We have to work a little bit harder boxing out. But, we gave them a run for the money last time we played them at home, and they came back at it. So we just got to, be ready for a challenge when it comes to post play because it's very physical. It's very physical.
You guys both had 10 second chance points, but it kind of felt like their possessions were a lot longer, a lot more prolonged by their rebounding, at least in the first half. Did it seem that way to you guys?
It did because we would play, 26, 24 seconds of hard defense. They get a shot up, and they're able to rebound back, and then we got to go back for another 30 seconds. When you play basketball, the goal is you want to get as many runs as you can, as many possessions as you can, and make the other team stay on defense for as long as possible. And that's one of the things that killed us tonight. They were able to move the ball faster than we could defend, and because our defense wasn't the best, they were able to take advantage, basically, tonight.
So what do you guys need to do heading into conference?
We just need to remember that we learned a lot from preseason. We learned a lot from, playing non-conference teams. We also learned a lot during the season. We need to take everything that we've learned from all the seasons that we were given and then get ready for post-play against everybody. They already know what to expect from us, but they don't expect the fight that will come with, and that's the main thing. We just got to fight as hard as we possibly can for as long as we can, and now hopefully get us the win with everything coaches have taught us. We just got to fight a little bit harder, and we can get that win.
Awesome, thanks.
NCCU women's head basketball coach Vanessa Taylor. Coach, the first half they outscored you guys by 20, and then the second half you guys trimmed it down to just 1. What was the talk in the locker room?
Well, we just talked about making sure in the second half we came out and played with much more pride, and we were ready to engage in the moment. We got started so slow, and I thought A&T did a great job just hitting the shots. We gave up tonight too many points in the paint, total of 30 points in the paint. It's tough to beat a team when we're playing defensively like that. We were able to make some adjustments defensively in the second half and execute better offensively to create some offense for ourselves. So that was the difference between the first and the second half.
Both teams had 10 second chance points, but it felt like often A&T, their offensive possessions were a lot longer versus NC Central's. Did you notice that?
Definitely. A lot of their offensive rebounds were back in a back-to-back possession. And so instead of playing defense for maybe 30 or 26 seconds, we end up almost 50 seconds having to defend. And that's tough and critical. They do a solid job actually rebounding. We didn't battle hard enough, I thought, on the interior tonight. Got into a little foul trouble and kind of got out of without playing outside of ourselves. And so we have to collect ourselves with this loss tonight and make sure that we're ready for what we call the third season. As we go to the tournament, you know, you want to live one day at a time. You want to win in advance. And so that's now where we're turning our focus, making sure that we're making last-minute adjustments. Just putting in our suitcases and taking with us the kind of mental toughness and tenacity it will take to get a win or plus wins at the MEAC.
You've talked a lot about how Rocky tends to rush her shot, and sometimes, you know, that results in her not doing too well out there tonight. Tonight she had 19 points. Did you see a change in her and some patience in her offense?
Yeah, she was a little bit more patient tonight upon catching the ball in the post and taking her time and finish. And also she battled on the board. She ended the night with, I think, 9 rebounds. 8 rebounds for the night. So in the majority, 3 offensive, 5 defensive, but she battled for us on the boards tonight. So I did think she made that adjustment, and we're going to need her to continue to do that for the rest of the season.
You guys also have ended the season, the regular season, on a 3-game losing streak, which is kind of a change after you guys had strung together some home wins. What kind of difference have you seen in your team?
Well, for us defensively, you know, we got to be, you may be off on offense, but you can't take nights off on defense. And then on those nights, you have to battle and allow your defense to create that offense. And we were slow doing that. Like tonight, we only got started with it. Like you said, in the second half, we came out. We gave up. The point differential is 28-29. We have to start games like that, defending and just knowing and executing what we want to do better. And I know that we will going into the MEAC. We're excited about representing NCCU. We understand that we represent more than ourselves. And so as we travel up to Norfolk, we will be in a better place as a team. You know, and just watching some basketball today, you know, when you said that, I think about some of the teams that played today in the ACC where you had the big upsets. You know, we can be that particular team. Miami gets an upset. You know, Virginia Tech gets an upset. Live today. Wake Forest gets an upset, who had won like 2 conference games going in today, and they upset Syracuse. And so, you know, just reminding the young women, it's possible. Greatness is within you, but you got to chase it. You got to be willing to do what it takes. And so at this point, we'll learn from everything that has happened up to this point, and then we move forward.
CBS. That stands for Car Buying Simplified. Shop CBS Mitsubishi in Durham or choose from over 500 quality used vehicles at any of our 6 convenient locations. Hurry to CBS Mitsubishi at CBSQualityCars.com.
This has been an exclusive presentation of the NCCU Sports Network.